Some people think confidence and masculinity is either something you have or you don't have, but that is complete nonsense. Because to become a truly confident masculine man, you must earn and learn your way there. It is true that some men have been actively working on leveling up earlier than others, but it is also true that other men won't reach it at all, not because they can't, but because they are part of the black pill community. They take the easy way out and give up by saying a masculine, confident man is not something that is earned, that it's all genetic, and there is nothing they can do. So they end up settling for what they are and live a miserable life. No respect from society, no respect from women. Do not be one of these men, or else you will become an incel. It is okay to start off as a weak man, but it is not acceptable to stay weak. So it is your role as a man to identify your weakness and eliminate them. Today, we will go over 8 things confident masculine men never do. Number 1. Getting angry over rejection. We all know that men have to do the hunting. And this is true for most things. For the majority of men, there are very few things in life that will come to them without asking. The main thing men think about when I say hunting is women. That is also where most weak men have the strongest reaction to rejection. Being rejected by women creates so much emotion for them, and there is many reasons for this. Maybe because they feel like being rejected lowers their value as a man even more, but it doesn't. Or maybe they are afraid of encountering the person again after being rejected. When in fact all of these doubts are irrelevant, because it is not the rejection that demonstrates what type of man you are, but your reaction to it. Your reaction to being rejected is what proves everything. Because a man that is confident in himself won't get angry over rejection. He will not think anything of it. He knows it is a numbers game, not only for women but for many things like applying for a job or sales calls. He knows they are a numbers game, and not everyone should be forced to like him. So, who cares? There are plenty of girls, plenty of women. Become the man that is unfazed from a rejection. And I promise you, you will be unstoppable in all areas of life. Number 2, always trying to one-up others. You definitely know, or met someone that does this, or maybe you do this yourself. The guy that acts like he has a better story, a better idea, a better everything than people around him. Competition is good, but when you project an image of perfection, you will not be likable. You will end up generating envy around you, and the envious will work quietly against you. Robert Greene talked about this in his book, 48 Laws of Power. He showed that throughout history, the men that have projected perfection in everything and are always trying to look better than their peers end up creating silent enemies. I strongly believe in competition, but going out of your way to convince people you are better than them is pathetic. There is a big difference between proving things to people through your actions and persuading people with your talk. Because talking too much comes from a place of insecurity. It shows that you doubt yourself and need their approval. And this all comes from the belief that having better things will make people like you better and give you status. But in reality, your status won't increase. Instead, you will create silent, envious enemies. Number 3, always trying to please others. Pleasing others without a benefit is pointless. You must know that life is a value exchange. You are friends with your friends because you exchange fun times. In the same way you are partners with your business partners because you exchange business. Your relationships wouldn't be stable if you didn't share something. As a man, you can't go around pleasing others for nothing in return. Because once you give others value and you don't demand that value back, you will get taken advantage of by men, women, and society as a whole. Instead of living your own life, you'll live someone else's. When I see a man always scavenging for ways to please others, I instantly know that he is not doing things for himself and not taking care of himself. There will be times where you will have to value yourself enough to make your own choices, even if you'll piss someone off in the process. You have to be somewhat selfish for your own good. Number 4, not playing to win. Confidence, in part, comes from achieving and winning things. So if you do not aim to win in whatever it is you're doing, and you are happy with the participation medal, how do you expect yourself to thrive and become confident? The problem is, many men truly believe that everything is stacked against them, or they aren't good enough to get things done themselves. So they play life in a way they won't lose. They don't play to win. You must get rid of this mentality. Everyone is in the same playing field as you. Literally, everyone shits, everyone eats, and everyone sleeps. Get out of the victim mentality. Because if you don't and you live your life in a pain-free, safe environment, it will make you bitter and feel like you didn't get what you deserved or what you could have. And you'll be that old man that has a lot of regrets and says how he could have done this and this, but was too much of a coward to do it. Number 5, constantly self-deprecating humor. Weak men, when someone compliments them, instead of accepting it, they make a joke out of what is being said to them. Having this inability to accept praise is a weak male trait, as they feel like compliments run contradictory to their deeply held, but mostly flawed, self-conception. But the issue is, when a man keeps making fun of himself again and again, he will be degrading himself in real time. There is a difference between knowing your weaknesses and using humor to cover up everything you hate about yourself. Some men that do this also think that by putting everything they don't like about themselves out in the open, other people will have pity on them. But it will only push people away from them and make them a laughingstock. You see, part of being a masculine man is knowing to accept praise from others, to stand up and claim the praise that others give you, because you are confident enough to represent it and be the face of it. Number 6, trying to be invisible. Weak men have a bad posture. They don't want any possibility of attention or possible conflict because they are sure they'll come off worse or they won't know how to deal with it. So they withdraw themselves away from the social situation they are in to make themselves feel better. A masculine man, on the other hand, won't always try to be the center of attention, but he most definitely won't try to be invisible either. How often have you seen a confident, successful man with a really bad posture? It doesn't happen. Standing up straight gives you confidence, opens your airways, and gives you presence. It allows people to approach and communicate with you without thinking you're hiding from them. Not only that, your posture will instantly demonstrate whether you are a threat or not, which is so important because you don't want to look like a victim either. Know that your posture is the first thing and last thing people see. If you found this valuable, show some love. Until next time, brothers.